Hey everyone, welcome to the Acrylic Asylum. I'm Mike Ferris, and in this video I'll be showing you how I do this springtime grass piece. All the colors and materials are listed down in the description box below, and this is a piece you can definitely do. This is a very easy layout and very simple methods that I'll be going over. So now let's get started. So I'm starting off, I have a pre-stretched 8x10 canvas and I've already gessoed it, and that gives it a rough surface here so it pulls paint from the brush. So I'm going to take my number 2 flat brush right now and just dip a third of the bristles in there and just get the excess water off. And I'll just get this canvas just a little bit damp. That helps the paint flow a lot better. And so once that's covered now, I have on my palette some titanium white, some Cad Yellow, Phthalo Blue, and raw umber. So I'm going to make this basic darker green. I'm going to get some of this yellow, some of the scoop of this blue, and I'll even get some of this raw umber into the mix. That just really darkens it down. So when you do blue and the brown together, that essentially makes a black. So that can be used to really darken down color. So I'm just going to go over with sort of a really dark green like so and add a little bit more of those blue and brown colors together. And I'll even do the borders and have this all the way around. So now I'm just going to take my hairdryer on medium heat here. This just dries it out real quick. And now that that's done, I'm going to take now my number 18 flat brush, and I'm going to take some yellow, some white, and I'm going to dull this yellow down with some of this raw umber. And now I want to add to that just a little bit more white. I want to bring this up and make it lighter. So I've got this dull, bright yellow, and just kind of right here, I'm going to scratch in this little sort of shape like so. And now I'm going to start making these little sort of circles here with this. And you can just go for it. Don't even worry how neat or not this is or how round your circles are. And so what I'm doing with the bristles, you can see, is I'm just kind of moving them like this. And just kind of like so. And that just makes that sort of fuzzy, out of focus, sort of kind of light that's going to be zinging through all the grass here. So if you don't like something, again, as I've said in other videos, you just take that background color and you just cover anything up you don't like, or use it to knock back maybe the size of your circles if they're too big. So really just go for it. Don't worry about how perfect it is. And this is just background and some blocking in for now. So I'm just going to go and just generally put these in random spots, but I'm not going to cover all that background up. So as you can see with this value now, I did put a little bit too much raw umber into that, but that's okay because see, I can just put more yellow into that to warm it back up and just dull it slightly. And now adding more white to that to bring it up, and just like that, we're back in business. So again, if you don't like a color, something's off, you just take the right color eventually, you'll find it, and just kind of experiment and do what you like to do or what you like to see, and just cover anything and make these however you'd like. So again, just gonna go randomly and fill some of these in some more. Okay, so now I have here my 3/4 angle brush here. You can see that little tip on the edge there is perfect for doing little grass blades. So this is going to be really nice. And so with this, when you're doing grass, you want to put a little bit more water than normal. So with this, I'm going to take some yellow and not so much blue this time. I want this sort of vibrant green, and kind of want to do sort of this mid green. I'm going to go darker and even lighter than this, but this is just to lay some blocking color in right now and get the blades about where I want them. So just like that, you just kind of zip through. And as I come to the point, I'm just dragging just the edge and the very tip of the angle brush as I leave the canvas, and it comes to that point. So if you push harder, you'll get a thicker line. So now I'm just going to pick up some more of that green, and look at how I wiggle that through like this, and I'm adding more water to this, and it comes to a very nice chiseled edge, and you can get very fine lines like so. And that's perfect for doing these really fine details, because I do want some of this in focus, more in this area right that I'm working in. And then as it gets out and away from this, it's going to be more fuzzed out, and therefore I won't be using as much water because with more water it gives more of a crisper line that way. So now I'm putting some raw umber in, and this is a little bit darker value. So I'm just going to go in and scratch in using this brush here all these different values of greens and lighter and darker and sometimes dulled down. And with all these different values involved, it's going to show some realistic grass. Okay, now that I got that mid value in there a little bit, let's take some of this blue and brown, and again, that really makes it really dark. And I did not clean my brush yet, so I'm just changing values by adding more or less of something, and in that way I won't need to clean it as much. So again, enough water so I can get these crisp lines, and let's put this value in here and there and not cover everything up. So now as I have less water as well as less paint as I get away from the detailed area, I can take this brush now, and as you can see it looks more fuzzy and more out of focus the way that we want it to look, or wherever you want yours to be. I'm just painting mine this way. You can paint yours in a different way or put your details wherever you want. But in this way, as I get away from that, I'm able to do that out of focus look more, like I said, after that water and that paint runs dry. Okay, now I'm just picking up some Cad Yellow, and this is going to be what I use for the highlight now, and this is going to be showing sort of the light hitting off these blades here. So again, just here and there, but not everywhere, and I'm just going to go along some of these shadows, and this is going to really bring out some of the dimension and some of this 3D shape to them. Okay, now I'm getting my smaller 1/4" angle brush, and with this I can get into smaller detailed areas. So I'm going to just pick up Cad Yellow. This is my highlight color, and I'm just going to sort of fill this in, and I don't want to kill all that dark that's next to it, but I do want to show some of the thickness and highlight as well as more shape to this, and this enhances more of the detail that contrasts with the out of focus stuff. And just going to go right here more or less in the foreground area and basically just fill this stuff in, and again here and there, and not cover everything up. Okay, without cleaning, I'm going to take that blue and that raw umber and getting that very dark color, because I did lose some of my shadow here, but check it out with this. Let's just knock some of this back, and voila, just like that. It's like it never left. So this is what I mean, just go for it. If you don't like something, it's all good, just cover it up. So just going to put some of that darker stuff here. I kind of want this more of a shadow area. And again, by adding this here and there, I'm going to be building more depth and shadow within the grass. Okay, so with just a little bit of some yellow and white with that green on there, I'm going to take this very lightly with my 3/4 angle brush here. And I just kind of want to lightly dust that in up here where it's going to be more out of focus. I believe this is going to help with more of a glow and sort of a sunlight effect in that way. Okay, so now with my number 6 flat brush, number 6 flat brush. And you can use whatever brush you're comfortable with. So I'm just changing brushes here, and I'm just going into a little bit more white. Same colors, and I just want to enhance this glow in this area just a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to grab some matte medium, and this is going to make my colors transparent. So I'm going to pour it in this container so it doesn't run off my palette, because it does run like water. And I got this little dauber thing here. You can get this at any art supply store, and I'm going to use those to make my little dewdrop bokeh out of focus sort of lights here. And so I'm going to take some yellow, I'm going to dull a little bit with the raw umber, and now I want to bring it up a bit with some titanium white. And now I'm going to dip it into some of this matte medium stuff, and I can turn it, or I can use it like a brush and paint with it and make them however I want. So whatever you're comfortable with, you can just use a regular brush or like a number 2 flat brush and just twirl your brush and use that if you don't have one of these. I actually just started using this today, so I like this because it's really simple to do these bokeh lights like this. And so just here and there, I'm just going to start covering up with some of this general yellow dull color for now. And as you can see, the matte medium, we can kind of see through these, so I'll just kind of place these just kind of in random spots. You can put them wherever, and again, if you don't like something, just take a background or some other and just cover it right back up, and you can always start again. Okay, let's go into just some Cad Yellow now, and that warms it up a little bit and changes the value. And I still got some of that matte medium on, but I did not dip it back into it, so these are going to be a little bit more opaque than the first ones that I put down. So these little change in differences is what's going to really show some depth and some realism with this out of focus. Okay, now I've picked up some more titanium white without cleaning and wiped most of it off and got more matte medium. And let's go down here, and this is just really the start of some of this sunshine that's happening. Alright, now I'm going to take my number 2 flat brush here, just a touch of yellow, mostly titanium white, not putting it on too strong. I'm wiping some of that paint off my brush. And I don't want to cover up all that faded stuff, of course, but this is going to be even more opaque. And I'm still not at my brightest value yet, so Just going to build this up, and now let's place these here and there, and this is going to really make this pop and shine and show these sun kisses playing through. Okay, and right next to one of these blades of grass, let's do a half dome like that. It gives the impression that a dewdrop is running down it. Okay, now picking up more Cad Yellow, and I want to go back into this detailed grass area and just enhance some of these highlights. Okay, with a clean number 2 flat brush and now just pure titanium white, absolutely no matte medium. I want this as bright and as opaque as I can get this on this piece here. And with that, I'm going to go here and there and make some of this stuff sparkle oh so bright. Okay, so now I'm going to go into more matte medium, barely any color on my brush, just a teeny bit of yellow with that white that's already there. And I just want to glaze over and make some of these bigger sort of sun rays that are just hitting through here and really make this glow a little bit more in the foreground. Okay, so I went ahead and signed, and I want to thank you guys so much for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos that I'll be putting out, and give this one a shot. This is a very simple painting. It's really all about the techniques of doing bokeh and out of focus, and then putting details in and how we use the brush to do that. So this is a very forgiving painting, and I highly encourage you to go for it and don't hold back. This will be one you can totally pull off even if you've never painted before. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know down in the description box, as well as my link to my Facebook like page at the Acrylic Asylum, where you can see other pieces of art I've done. And also, I encourage you guys, follow along with some of these tutorials and post your work on that like page. I'd love to see it. And until next time, happy painting, everyone.